Hello everyone. So today I thought I'll probably talk about how to start your own community and community in general because this is really important these days. Now, uh, why we need a community or why we need our own community. So let us say you are, uh, and I'll give you different examples. I'll try to elaborate. Let us say you are a YouTuber and people reach out to you, people look up to you, they want to follow your updates, they want to ask you questions. uh, I think in that case you need a community. At the same time, let us say you are a company, you have your own product. It could be an open source product, it could be a paid product, and you want your customers, you want your users to engage with each other. Then in that case you need a community. And uh, and apart from all this, maybe you just want to have a place where whatever you're doing, you want people to talk about it, not only with you, but also, among each other. Uh, so there are different reasons. Uh, there are like not just few, but many reasons why you could benefit from building your own community. And I think the community that you're trying to build is something that should be uh, not like general, wide, or it should not be for everyone. It should be like a niche based community where you have these people or this group that can talk about something similar or similar like topic. Now, if I talk about myself, I of course have this channel of mine which is all about using Linux, open source, Emacs, org mode, and I try to talk about things that I do, like the computers that I use, and I basically share a lot of things on this channel. But at the same time, I also have another channel called Ravi Sagar, where I talk about Jira. Now I receive a lot of comments, and I started my own community on Jira. So basically, on Jira Service Desk, you can actually ask people to raise a ticket for you. Now, apart from my own Jira Service Desk, where people can raise a ticket for me, I do have my own website where I post everything. It is in a way not really a forum, online forum, but I can actually enable it because it is a Drupal based site, and Drupal is really good because you can have forums, wonderful forums on your Drupal based site. It of course requires some maintenance. Now, I definitely have already some ways to uh, make my community a bit more better or take it to the next level. And you can also do the same thing. For example, and the main reason of making this video is that don't really use a paid community. I mean, you can. I mean, paid community is still fine, but don't really use another platform. You should do something which is either hosted by you or you own the data. For example, I know about Discourse. So Discourse is, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong. I think it's a paid platform, which is fine, which is great because you're paying them, and when you're paying someone, then I guess in a way you can expect that you can have your data whenever you want. But I think these days, if you're doing something technical, you don't really have to rely on someone else or some other service to build a community. A community could be, and by the way, when I say community, you don't really have to start an online forum. The whole idea of a community is like some form of a group or some kind of a way where you can interact with your users, with your audience, or they can reach out to you. I know that some people also start their own Discord server. I know it can be done, of course, but I don't really want to do that. I know about Slack as well. You can also use Slack. You can also use Telegram, I believe, groups. You can also use WhatsApp group. But I think the best way is that you should uh, do it uh, on your own. It could be your own website, or the most simplest thing that you can do is just have a newsletter. So when you have a newsletter, imagine that you ask people to sign up to your newsletter. So you have like this list with you, and of course, people who sign up for the newsletter, they should have an option to always opt out. So don't you're not really spamming them, and you can start this newsletter. Again, there are different platforms, but if you can do it yourself, great. If not, I think MailChimp works. Again, it's not really your own platform, but at least you care about the list of users, and you can, I believe, always take a backup of it whenever you want. And uh, again, it could be a newsletter where you can just email people whenever you have something to update them. Maybe it could be from your blog or your website, and they can also reach out to you. And the next thing that you can do is you can probably start some kind of a forum, online forum. And of course, I have done it using Drupal, so Drupal is definitely one option, but there are plenty of other options like open source based online forum platforms. And you can also start some kind of, I think forum is probably the best way, but you can also probably think of like just a simple form that people can fill up somewhere on your website, and they can reach out to you. But how you want to deal with that particular email or request that you receive from your customers is totally up to you. But I believe having a forum is definitely uh, like a good thing that you can do with your own community that you're trying to build, so that people can come and they can talk to each other. Uh, the other things that you can do is, let us say you have your own open source project. You can definitely use GitHub issues, but it is in a way people are raising an issue and they can then talk to each other. You can also think of using Wikipedia. I believe Wikipedia, like MediaWiki, I believe, where you can build something and then you can let people contribute to it. But in a way, it is just a knowledge base. Or you can start maybe your online email groups. I'm not really sure if you remember, there used to be something called as the Yahoo groups and then Google groups. But you can also start your own email distribution list so that people can sign up to it. It's a bit like a newsletter, but they can, whenever they send an email, the same email is sent to everyone in the group, and they can of course reply to it, which I don't really think is very common these days, but it used to be a thing back then, like 20 years back or maybe 10 years back. But I think the ultimate thing that you can do or you can think of doing is maybe start your own forum on your own website, and do it yourself if you can, so that people can come and they can seek help, they can ask questions, and you can also interact with them. And it can also be a very good indicator for your potential customers or someone who is trying to use your service or product. It could be free or open source. It gives a really good impression that yes, whatever you're doing, these guys are active, they are helping. For example, I use Arch Linux. Now, Arch Linux has probably one of the best uh, online community forum, and and you will always find some answers. Uh, and of course, you can use Stack Overflow. You can also use these online sites like Reddit, for example. But again, I try to the idea should be to do it yourself. Stack Overflow is more about, okay, you're trying to help others and you get some points, which is great because it will look good on your profile, but it is in a way not your own data with you. I'm not really sure if that can be done. I've never really done it with Stack Overflow or similar sites, but think think about starting your own forum. And I'm actually considering opening up, because I had this forum thing on my Drupal site for a long time, which I disabled because it was too difficult for me to manage. But I think now I might consider, because I receive a lot of questions, and these questions are mostly people raising tickets for me, which is great. But at the same time, I think people should be able to talk to each other. But my only concern is that if you are thinking of starting a community and there are other communities doing something similar, then it might not make sense, because you have to then think about the value that you are adding. So if you're trying to start a community, then it should be something very unique to what you have to offer to your users. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. The main point of this video is that yes, you should have your own community uh, that you can self-host. All right, bye bye.